Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the restoration comedy, and in the restoration comedy there is a subgenre called as the comedy of manners. So what does the comedy of manners do? The comedy of manners, it ridicules the human follies, okay, and the society and the social conduct. So it kinds of it's a satirical portrayal of human follies in the form of a drama. So in the restoration plays we see that people mock the idea of love, marriage, infidelity. So as you had studied in the country wife, so what happens, we see in the restoration age is a ridiculous portrayal or also a satirical portrayal of various issues of the society. So, comedy of manners, it first originated in France, and it was first, introduced by Molière in his play Les Precious Ridicules. So, after this genre, it became very famous, and also then it came to England. And in England, these plays were represented by William Congreve, William Wycherley, and George Etheredge. So you see, there were two Williams. So this is how we should remember things. So there were two Williams who represented the Restoration comedy during the Restoration period and also in England. So these were William Wycherley, William Congreve, and George Etheredge. So, the main goal of the restoration drama was to mock the society and its codes of conduct. And also, what happens in this process, people, the audience, also used to laugh at those kinds of absurd, social conducts, and also it gave them a chance to laugh at themselves. So, why? Because we could relate a lot of things with ourselves. And in this genre, what is most important is the marriage and the game of love. So marriage in the restoration period, it is it is displayed as something very sinister. So what happens, people how people just brings about a chaotic situation in relationships and disrupt the natural order, and then people falling for each other. So then what happens, this is how the society actually mocks this kind of shallow virtues. So what happens, why do we call marriage a shallow virtue? Because we see in the country wife, the married women, they flirt with other men, and similarly the men, they are also not loyal to their wives. So this is how the ideals of the society were very shallow during those times, and these things were represented in the in this place, and how people very effectively made a cover of their emotions. But what happens in the end of the restoration comedies, we see that the man gets the woman he loves, and at the end, the endings are usually happy after a lot utter bit of confusion. But we also see some marriages, born out of just out of profit, and also without love. So this is how this plays were structured on these kind of themes. So, how is this comedy of manners represented in the William Wycherley's play, The Country Wife? So, in The Country Wife, we see that, this person called as Harry Honor, what he tries to do, he tries to flirt with every woman by declaring himself as a eunuch. And also, he succeeds in cuckolding the husbands of the women. Okay, he tries to cheat them, and then that is how they try to establish a fake relationship with their husbands while secretly flirting with Harry Honor. And also the relationship of Marguerite Pinchwife and her husband Mr. Pinchwife is also a union which was not a result of love, but it was a kind of a social bonding. So actually Marguerite did not really love Pinchwife, but then she was with him for some kind of materialistic pursuits maybe, and then And as you know that Pinchwife, Mr. Pinchwife was very much older than Marguerite, and she was a young woman, and she married him only for the status quo, and but then she carried out her affair with honor in secret. And the, and these kinds of things in the plays are usually very devastating, but also it exposes the society's shallow virtues. So these kind of plays are also, dominated by jealousy and cuckoldry, and we see that the husbands are very much jealous of honor, and we also see how the men at that time were disrespecting their wives and their women, and also how the women, they did not, try to value the institution of marriage, and then they just kind of violated the norms and carried out affairs in secret. So these were the things which were inherent in the play. So these kinds of plays were actually a mockery on the society. And this kind of plays, they also don't show a lot kind of aggression and a lot of violent activities. So what happens in one of the scenes, Mr. Pinchwife, he tries to say that I'll cut out Marguerite, I will stab her, I'll cut out her eyes. But then what happens, he doesn't really do that. And what does he do? He just locks her in a closet and then shouts at her all sorts of names. So why, so there is a kind of a light-hearted humor which is shown uh, uh, in all the acts you can see. And you do not see such kind of violent activities in these plays, where a person, you won't see things such as people killing each other, or people, just aggressively being violent. So these kinds of things are not actually usually seen in these kinds of plays. Now, if we look at the plot of The Rover by Afra Ben, so we see that that play is also being borrowed by one of her friend, who wrote a play called as Thomaso, or The Wanderer, and it was written by one of her old friends. And then she borrowed a lot of themes from that play. And in that play also we see how the social order is, in a very anarchic condition. And this play also, deals with the theme of love and marriage, so which were according to Afra Ben, were very crucial during that time. And this play was different from all the restoration plays, because usually all the plays were set in England, but this play, the setting was in Naples. Okay, you have to remember it. The setting was in Naples. That is why this play was considered to be a play with a very unusual setting. So the game of love in The Rover, it involves Florinda, and she is destined to marry her brother's friend, who was also a very old rich man. But then she loved a poor man called as Belville. And this play is about the different kind of, situations which arises due to their class differences, and also, going against her brother's wishes. And also there were things of, cross dressing. So, women disguised as someone else, and also men disguised as someone else. So we see the different aspects of, uh, men putting off different masks for the society. And what happens in the end, Belville, he wins her heart and rescues her from that old man's clutches. And then there is her sister Helena, and she also fell in love. She also falls in love with a person called as Wilmore. So this play is interesting because there are no adults, present in this play, and this is just a play of a lot of, youngsters, and their follies, we can say, and how they commits mistakes, and also plans out plots to achieve their destined wishes. And we see that Helena and this girl Florinda, they take the matters in their own hands, and they decide that they would not do something which is told to them, but they would go against the wishes, and they would go against the order. So you see, in those characters, we see a woman, women fighting for the rights. Okay, so which was very much unusual during that time, and and because you see, the writer who wrote this was not a very ordinary writer. She was Afra Ben, and she was one of the first writers who were used to make a living out of writing. So that is why her plays, we can see women as very much empowered, and in her place we see women as being very empowered, and also being independent and being able to take their own choices. So you see, the writer's perspectives also reflects in the writings of the play, and also in the characters. So that is why being Afra Ben's place, this play determines women empowerment. And when she draws the experiences from her own personal life, and so she creates these characters which were very different from the previous period plays. And these two characters, this Florinda and Helena, they are not very you can say very similar to the previous age characters, okay, and also to the previous restoration comedies, and they were very much advanced for their period. And she also addresses the thing of violence and the idea of rape towards of women. So these kind of issues were very much unlikely during that period. So what happens in the end is that all the conflicts are resolved, and people get married to their loved ones. And usually what happens in the restoration comedies, we see that everything gets sorted out at the end. So these are the things that you can relate in your answers regarding the themes of restoration comedies and the comedy of manners. And also these were a brief discussions on both the plays of the restoration period that you all are doing right now. So if you all have any questions, do let me know. Thank you.